I'm really grateful because while I do think there was some back and forth throughout the course of this meeting, it was dramatically more respectful than I initially thought that it would be. To be fair, this is not the meeting that I thought that I was walking into. What I had agreed to and what I thought that this was going to be was an opportunity for me to hear from a number of business owners along these corridors throughout Uptown and on Lyndale, and then I was going to be able to ask questions, gather input, push back at times, and come to an understanding of what I thought about both the proposal that was coming before the council as well as the county, and also just get a feel for what they were experiencing themselves. That's obviously not the meeting that I walked into. I would like to meet and an opportunity to connect with business owners and with Move Minnesota, with Julie. I would like to sit down with people to figure out where there is ultimately a route forward here. And I'll just kind of give you some initial perceptions that I have. You're not going to get a here specifically is what I'm going to do on this proposal, because I haven't come to that point yet. I do have some opinions. First, I think that we should move away from talking in absolutes. All of us. Do I think that parking has impacted businesses along Hennepin? I do. Do I think that it has led to the shutdown of businesses and is the only causal factor? No. Let's be real. There were 5 or 6 at least different causal factors that were associated with a number of business closures along Hennepin and throughout Uptown. It was a global pandemic. It was an economic downturn. It was construction, which significantly impacted business there. Yes, it was parking. It was people's routes and daily habits changing in a substantial way, and it was a full-on shift in how retail functions as well. And so was parking part of it? The answer is yes. Are there areas where I think that we collectively, including I, could have done better along that corridor in proposing policy? The answer is yes. And as we find areas that are working and where we succeeded, we double down. Where we find areas where we screwed up, we admit it and we change course. And I think that's got to be the case on Hennepin. That's also got to be the case throughout the city. There are massive changes coming. You know, people talk about Uptown is dead. I have heard people say Uptown is dead back in 2010 and in 2015. I've heard them say that it died in 2020 and in 2024. The truth is that Uptown is changing dramatically, and yeah, we are going to have to change with it. Because what will not be successful is the Uptown that we once had. It's changed. The massive square footage Victoria's Secret, the kitchen window, also large square footage, the Urban Outfitters, probably think of 6 or 7 others, the Apple Store. Whether we like it or not, whether we reminisce about that time or not, that era's dead, and it ain't coming back. We do need, however, to look out for these small and local businesses that have been institutions in a community. And whether that's Leaning Tower Pizza, or that's the incredible work that's happened over at World Street Kitchen or the Flower Shop, or you name it. I mean, these are institutions that have definitively made our city a better place. Should we be listening to them? Of course we should. Are they part of the equation? Absolutely they are. Will Lyndale or Hennepin be the same exciting and vibrant area without them? No. And so, of course they're part of the perspective here. You know, and at the same time, again, I would caution us to not speak in absolutes. From my understanding, is in the proposal about 76% of the parking spaces remain. Glass half full, 76%. You know, to put it the other way, 24%, you lose. Me personally, I do have a concern about trees. getting chopped down, especially the older ones. If it's a busted tree that's struggling already, that's not doing too well, I don't care as much. But if it's a tree that has been there for decades, and this is just me personally, guys, it kills me every single time we do that. And I don't want to get into this situation where I feel like we've been in the past where we're bulldozing these beautiful trees with decades of growth that have provided both shade as well as a better look to the street. Show me a single street in the whole city that doesn't look better with large-scale trees on it, and I'll buy you beer. And so I think there are areas where we can do better, and I'm going to be looking into exactly how we do that. The transit system has suffered, but that doesn't mean it can't come back. There is an opportunity to bring people back to a transit system, make it safe, and make it livable at the same time. I want to give you the reality on paying for substantial subsidies through construction. It's not the popular thing to say, guys, but I'm going to give you the truth. We don't have the money to do that in a large format that would just allow for the continuity of every single business no matter what. I know it's not popular, I know it's not an applause line, but it is the truth. So we're going to have to find other ways of supporting them through the construction, which, by the way, is going to be difficult regardless of the presence of a bike lane or not, regardless of the presence of 85% of parking or 76% of parking. We owe it to these businesses to help them succeed. And yeah, we should be listening to them all along. To kind of take it back to where I began, is that when you think about where Uptown as a whole, regardless of how you describe it geographically, and where it is now, I do think that there is a new cycle. I do think that there is the ability to reduce the square footage in each one of these units, to allow for more doors on Hennepin, to allow for more doors on Lyndale, to allow for more doors downtown, so that you can give some of these businesses the opportunity to succeed. Some of these small businesses the opportunity to pay rent and to open. And to make what I believe will be a far more vibrant atmosphere than just one big vanilla conglomerate on each block. I think that's the direction that we can go, and regardless, it's the direction we need to. One other thing, and this is another whether we want to hear it or not. Over the next 5 years, by the time I leave office, there are going to be massive changes in how people get around. Again, that's whether we like it or not. Part of that, yeah, it's public transportation. Part of that is fully autonomous vehicles also. And I know whether it's a boo or it's not, guys, in some form, it's coming. Whether we like it or not, in some form, and I can't predict the future, it's coming. That's electric. That's reducing both the carbon footprint, but also making it so that you've got this combination where you can get picked up and dropped off without the need to park. Yeah, and some of that is going to be the bus. Not all of it, but a good chunk of it. And so I think we need to plan things out in a way that's also flexible, recognizing that there is huge change that is going to come in the next 5 years. Well, again, whether we like it or not, it's coming, it's going to be here, and we're going to need to find a way to adapt. Again, to finish where I started out, I'm really grateful for the... We talked about bike lanes too. I want to make a connection with the business owners. My hope, again, what I thought today was going to be is like literally sitting down, hashing it out, playing devil's advocate, going back and forth, and then that oftentimes helps me arrive at my own opinions. I also want to do it with the walk, roll, bike, bus. And I'd be more than happy to sit down. What I would hope is that through all of it, is that we can be grateful for each other. The work that happens, the investments that everybody's made, and how much everybody else cares about this city. So this is not a positional statement. This is a thank you for coming. This is a please stay at the table. This is a work together, because I think the future can be and will be really bright. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you, Mayor Frey. One last point that I wanted to make is that the businesses on Hennepin struggled immensely throughout the construction. And Mayor Frey is explaining that the